Hey folks, Templar here, and welcome to this reaction slash thought video on the new Blood Bowl 3 trailer that aired a couple of days ago. Now, what's my thoughts on this trailer? Well, for starters, I am happy now we've got some more, insight into the new Blood Bowl 3 on what it's going to look like, the teams, the models. So let's get to it, shall we? First off, let's start off with the models. I mean, we finally get to see several models in action. We saw the Black Orcs, the Goblins, the Humans, the Ogre, and an Elf. Yes, I know with an Elf getting his ass kicked, but let's be honest, it shows that the models are there and they have been made for animation. Now, I'm going to be honest about the animation. I'm a little bit skippy on it because I don't know how much of it was done, in game or being made for the trailer. I don't know, but there was some good animations in there, and I do like some of the new models. They do look nice, and it has me hopes for the future for other teams that will come in eventually. Also, it's kind of obvious, guys, that we're going to get, several, promos, trailers before, the actual release, because this one was all about the Black Orcs, who they are, what their stats are, and what they're capable of. So that's that part. Secondly, also the stadiums. I mean, the stadiums look fantastic. The pitches look more rendered. So they have upscaled the old engine, and they've also kind of showed off what the stadium is going to look like. And it seems to me, guys, from what I can tell, it's going to be that each race is going to have their own stadium, and we won't be able to upgrade the stadium. I think what they're going to let us do is see what sponsors we do, or like certain things like stores and all that. So that's what I think it's going to be like. So I don't know how that's going to go about. We'll have to wait till more news comes in, but that's all we know of that front. Also, some of the animations, like I said, was a bit wonky, but it was okay, and the models were decent. And we finally got to see, fans, getting a little bit angry and storming the pitch, which was quite nice to see, because it showed a bit of progression from being like, oh, you just got thrown out, you got injured, then you got the boots to the face. Now you got to see actually fans jumping out the stands to try and kick your ass, which is kind of a good thing. Also, I like the fact as well, shows you some of the animations of what happens, when someone fails, something goes wrong, and some of the hilarity death, like the whole troll eating the goblin's head in. Now, I don't know if that is actually the animation that will happen if the troll does eat the goblin, or it was a trailer thing. But we'll leave that to another day. And also, I want to talk about the UI, the HUD. The wheel thing is an interesting thing because it shows off your skills, what your player's going to do, and what skills you want to use. So it is an interesting thing. So I'll give it a judgment till I have a go at it, see if it's good or bad. Also, we're seeing like the actual D6 dice on top of heads when certain things happen, like when armor breaks or when you pick a ball. So it's kind of interesting to see that. I hope they still keep the whole log thing that you keep down the bottom, because I want to see if that's still around, when we play Blood Bowl 3. And yeah, so there's a lot of new stuff they're showing off, but more needs to be shown, and which we'll hopefully get in the coming, weeks and months until the Blood Bowl's release, which is rumored to be in August. But now I'm going to talk about something interesting. We're going to delve into the rabbit hole a little bit, because this is what I want to talk about, and that is potential modes. Now, I know what you're thinking. Modes, Templar? What are you talking about modes? We're all going to get is the online mode and the campaign, and probably a challenge mode. Yes, you're right. However, I do believe there could be more modes on the horizon. Now, for those who are unaware, now this is on the GW side, not the gaming side, but in GW recently they released a book, which is a Spike magazine, that has the rules set not only for the main Blood Bowl game, but also for Dungeon Ball and the Sevens. If you don't know what these two other games are, let me explain. First off, Dungeon Ball. Dungeon Ball is basically had a game way back, and I think it was in the mid-2000s, where it was a game where you would play in a dungeon. The first team to score a point won the game. Now, they have brought out rules for it and a pitch for it, like one of those pitches on GW's website, so that's something that's interesting. And also Sevens, which they've also brought a pitch out and rules for. Now, what is Sevens, you may ask? Sevens is as it says on the tin, similar to Rugby Sevens. The Sevens in this is basically each team can only field 7 players. There's an area in the middle of the pitch called the dead zone where no one's allowed in until the ball is kicked, and both teams just play the game. And also positionals are very limited. So could we see Sevens and Dungeon Ball be mixed in the Blood Bowl 3? Whether or not that happens, it still remains to be seen. But if it does happen, oh boy, that could be very interesting, and very interesting indeed how that would progress. But what do you think? Will we see Dungeon Ball and 7 actually make an appearance in the Blood Bowl 3 game, or was this just speculation? Well, until we find out, because as many will know, Blood Bowl 2020's rules is going to be implemented, so there is a possibility, and they did say they were going to stick close to the GW product, so we'll have to see how it all progresses. Anyway folks, what do you think? Leave a comment in the comment section, leave a like, share, and you know all the drill, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Catch you later.